Hello everyone and welcome to this small tutorial on how to start making particle systems. Well, I would recommend you make particle systems basically when you're bored or frustrated with what you're doing, and it's a great way to have fun with particles. So let me start by, we're going to make a very simple particle system now. Just right click, let's put things where they should be. So we go to the particles folder that was created for our game. If not, we create particles folder to try to keep things organized. And the way Epic names the particle systems is with P for particle, just to differentiate it with the, let me change it to P stars, to differentiate it with, for example, explosion texture or explosion material. So P stars will be the stars, and this is the default. This is the default particle. It uses this material which we're not going to use, and our material is not here yet. So we're going to import a little texture that I borrowed from a friend, and no, 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 no. Well, you can import in different ways. One is obviously right click import, or as you saw here, this is the particle we're going to use. It's just black background and a white star. It's kind of blurry though, but I think that looks better for the particles. And this is the texture. Let's rename it to T star. Okay, and how to make a material? Pretty easy. Right click on the texture, create material. Now you have a material. Let's change the name to M star. You can name things whatever you want, it doesn't matter. And as you see, it was created in the textures folder. You can just move it to materials. Pops up a little menu, copy here or move here. We want to move it. All the references are taken care by Unreal Engine, so you shouldn't have any problems. This is the material that we have created, and I'm going to first show you how not to do this, but it will be the organic way to do it, I think. So okay, so we have our particles. Let's go back to our particle stars. And you can have different emitters. For example, we're going to have the emitters for the stars, but in other samples of particles from Unreal, you have, for example, the sparks have smoke or have a little burst animation also. So you can add everything you want. The only problem would be performance if you overdo it. But well, this is how you enable or disable each particle emitter. We only have one anyways. This is different ways to display them, and I don't know what this one does. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so we go to the required field, and these are things that you should take care of. Right now we have this material. We're going to change it for star. Okay, and after it finishes compiling, finish the compilation. Come on. Well, you will see that you can see anything. Basically it's here, but you can see it, trust me. So we're going to go to the particle. The reason you can see it is because there's no light being emitted towards the particles here. So what you would do normally is add emissive color. Emissive color is the color that doesn't need any type of light to be illuminated. So this is a particle, it really doesn't need to be lit by other light sources. Well, depends on your particle, of course. And we're going to make it translucent. When we made it translucent, this opacity field opened up here. So how can you use it? Well, you can simply do this. If not, as you can see here in the sample, if you don't have it, then well, the black part will be black. But if you connect this texture to this opacity, then the black part becomes transparent, which is what we would like in a particle system. So let's see what it looks like now in the particle systems. So we got our little stars. They have alpha in the borders, transparency, and well, when you start to play with this, you will say, hey, look, color over life. Let me change the color over life. So how do you change this? Pretty simple. Well, not that simple, because you will see. But you say, hey, look, in value 0, in value 1, these are two different points of change. You can make as many points as you want, but this means that at value 0, so when the particle starts, it will have these values, and in value 1, which is the end of the particle life, it will have this value 1, 1, 1. These correspond to colors RGB, red, green, blue, but since it's been saved as a vector, it uses X, Y, Z. Let's make it red at the end. Okay, how would we make it red at the end? Simply make it this way. But oh my god, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Well, I'll show you why. You need to change the material to accept parameters from the particle system. So what's the material name? Particle, well, that was easy. Particle color. So this is the data particle color that comes from the particle system. It will come here, and we can put it here. What this will do is change the color according to this value. As you can see, it worked pretty easily. Now that was one change. What if you want to, well, you can of course play with everything here, the spawn, to say the rate at which they come out, and initial size, initial velocity is also interesting to have different patterns. This one, as you can see, has set to 100, so they go way up. If you have this with the same values everywhere, then it will be spreading around. I would actually recommend a bit farther, or else you see this silly clapping. Okay, 50, 50, minus 50, minus 50. Now it's starting to look a bit better. And what else can we do here? What was I going to show you? Yes, also the color over life. We don't like how this disappears by itself so quickly, so we can also change the alpha. And let's look at the alpha. Where's the alpha? This is the alpha. Alpha over life. This is the type of distribution. This is the type of curve that you can have here. And well, again, at the start the value is 1, and at the end the value is 0. This right tangent and left tangent mean which way the line will leave this point. So at this point, for example, let me show what this does. So you have alpha over life. Let me turn this one off, color over life. Takes a while to turn off though. So the leave tangent is 1 or -1, -10, well, -1. This will mean that, why isn't it not showing here? Let me scale it to all. Oh, it's a float constant curve. Let's make a float. Yeah, isn't that right? Uniform curve? No. Float constant curve. Should make it the way we want. Oh god, I deleted all the points. Okay, let me start again. So at value 0, we want the value to be 1, and this is the line that was created, and at value we create another point time 1, which is the end. The value is 0. So what this does, the leave tangent, why isn't it changing? Oh damn it, linear curve auto or curve user break. No, user break. Why doesn't it live like this? A better way. Oh, I need the right tangent to be changed also. Never mind. So, well, this is the curve over time that will indicate the alpha value at this time. So if you wanted to change quickly and then slowly, you would do something like this. If you wanted to change slowly and then faster, you would change it like this. Okay, don't forget to use all these things, try them yourself so you can get a good feel of what they do. Curve user. So this is another way to change the values. Yeah. But it's not showing in the screen here. Why isn't the alpha showing? Well, same reason that we have opacity here. It comes from the texture all the time instead of being mixed with particle color. So we're actually going to copy and paste this, and well, if we put this in here, then we will just have a flat texture. I think that's what it will show up here, a flat texture. And by the way, this is not how you change. Was it this one? Yeah. Now as you can see, the alpha, this is the alpha value. By the way, the alpha value is changing according to this timeline here. Okay, so if I do it this way, well, you can do all types of curves you want. You can add all the points here to interpolate between, and well, that's not what we wanted. What we wanted was to have this shape. So with materials, you simply multiply to kind of have this white with this alpha. They multiply together, and this is the opacity value. Okay, as you can see, it's here again. Apply this, we go to the particles again, and now we have particles that vanish over time instead of simply disappearing at one point, and we can modify the curve as whichever way we want. And I think that's it for you to start messing about with particles. You can make something interesting. For example, would be fun to do, like GPU particles have the ability to have no, never mind. With GPU particles you can have many more particles than the non-GPU particles, but the GPU particles can have lights. Lights are very nice because you can just well, spawn fraction. This value 1 is a fraction of the particles emitted by this. so we will actually have 20 lights. That's a lot. So we're gonna have just like 0.3, so it will be 0.3 times the amount of particles we drop from here. I'm gonna delete this for now. I'm going to put the material, I mean the particle, in the map, and tell you other things you can do with the particle. So one thing you can do is, sorry, this is the material, this is the particle. Where's the particle? Oh my god, I lost the particle. Where's the particle system? Did it end up in materials? Damn it. So I don't know how to open it to find it. Oh, find in content browser. Here it is. I'm blind. And one thing you might want to do once you have certain level of particles going is create the thumbnail. Where was it? Right? It's not here. Could it be here? Where is the place to save the thumbnail? I know there's a way to save this thumbnail here, because right now it doesn't have any thumbnail. I might be blind again and it's here somewhere. Nope, I can see. Oh, thumbnail, here, giant button, generate thumbnail. So it will be easier to identify, and well, you should try to make particles any way you want, and try to get as far as you want. Experience when you're bored, because this isn't really a lot of progress towards a game. If you're making a game, you want to concentrate on the gameplay and everything else, and the particles you can change at the end. So only do this when you're bored is my advice. And to place them somewhere, you just drag and drop. Okay, and this is what happened with the lights. So I can minimize this. So you can see the reflections here. If this room were darker, we would see some lights in the particles that are emitting light. As you can see, the number of particles being emitted, and the particles that have light is only like 30%, as I typed. And well, this is not a very fun particle, is it? So let's put it also in our character. This is the character. The default blueprint is this is the blueprint. No, it's skeletal mesh. The blueprint for the character is here. So you can just go to your character, to the components, and why not add some particles. You can then activate or deactivate these particle systems in blueprints. Particle systems, and we'll take our particle system here, the stars. Oh my god, you can choose the socket, okay, which is something that you would want to do. Available bonds and sockets. Why doesn't it show me any socket? Anyways, oh my god, oh my god. Or maybe I have to put it in this particle mesh, add it to here. Nope, it's not doing anything. Well, this is a problem. But well, for now we can. Oh my god, no, where's the particle? Particle, go up a little bit please. Here, so he has stars coming out of his head. And damn it, I actually like to put this thing here so that it's easier to switch to the map. Actually, I use my second monitor, but I'm not recording with the second monitor, so for now, this is what I have to do. So I just put the particle system in my character. You can put, for example, spilling blood would be nice, things like that. By the way, I did before, I forgot to mention the way to see sorry, you can press G to enable game mode or game view, sorry, which basically tries to disable all the gizmo and all the volumes and everything. So, well, let's start the game. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Play. And see, so we have our particle systems spawning from our guy. Particle systems make things nice, but remember that it's only to be a means to an end, not an end on itself. So finish your game first and then add particles, or add particles when you're bored. And that's it for this tutorial now. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it.